So we've got a nonsense of the week. So this is the first time that I have a guest with me on nonsense of the week, and we've got Derek Shapiro here, and this is going to be unusual in the sense that our common ground with this, because besides like us being creators, whether it's doing because how we met is through a radio station, and then we do our own content online, so there's that. But a thing that we have in common that's not to be expected by a lot of people, I'd say, is we watch soap operas. I would say Derek more so than me, though, but yeah, we watch soap operas, and I don't know if you could really consider her a star because they barely give her any airtime anyways, but
she was actually on today.
Oh, she was. That's great.
The whole baby story that she can't have a baby. Her character can't have a baby. We're talking about like Molly at General Hospital, aka Haley Pullos.
Yeah, Haley Pullos. So Haley Pullos. It was initially announced last week that she told Soap Opera Digest that she wouldn't be on the show for a while because she was in a car accident. But this is what she left out. It was for a DUI. And the reason we're even talking about this, or I'm even talking about this, if this was like some other soap opera actor from like, I don't know, All My Children or Days of Our Lives, I wouldn't even be talking about this. But this person is my soap opera crush, and Derek will be always talking about that, saying, "Oh, your girlfriend." But I don't know, Derek. I don't know if that's gonna be my girlfriend anymore with this.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, people make mistakes. Okay, I got arrested 3 times in my life. Okay, just because you get arrested doesn't mean you're a bad person. Okay? I know people who drink. I know people who drink. I've had exes that drink. I have friends that drink, and all I can say is good people make bad decisions, and bad people turn good. I have this inmate on my show a lot that calls up my show. He's he calls up my podcast from the maximum security. He stole drugs back in the day. He got arrested for robbery, drugs, whatever, and carrying a weapon, whatever. But in the highest side of things, Haley made a mistake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a forgivable mistake. If she can learn a lesson from it, and then, the one that played our cousin, actually, the original Nicholas, he got arrested for DUI, I think, a few years ago, too. And it's funny, they're both Cassadine on the show. So it must be a Cassadine thing.
You know what's ironic about that, too?
Mm-hmm.
Her mom on the show
was an alcoholic.
Yeah. So so that's ironic in itself. And she was in a car accident. Her character was in a car accident years ago, right?
No, I think the mother, yeah. And like I got told on the show, on another show I was on this past week, art imitates life.
Yeah.
Well, life imitates art. Right?
Yeah. It could go either or with that.
Yes. So, I mean, hey, look. If you got a chance to meet her, if you have on a show, people make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I interviewed T.I. before he went to jail the first time, Oh, and then, did you hear about the T.I. and maybe Rick Ross battle that's going to be happening?
Oh, they're going to be doing a versus?
I think so. Because they're both from ATL, And I interviewed both of them, So actually, I'm the common ground.
What?
With T.I. and Rick Ross battle, I interviewed them both back in the day. So I'm their common ground.
You're their common ground.
Like, I'm the common denominator. They should both rap about me.
Oh, okay. Now you're getting now you're starting to kind of get the ego like Haley seems to be having by doing what she did, because I don't know if you were aware about like the other details of it, but it wasn't just the DUI. So apparently, she was involved in a hit and run minutes before the DUI. Yeah, she got into a hit and run moment. Yeah, like minutes before the DUI that caused the big crash. And then on top of that,
so she ran from the scene?
Huh?
She ran from the scene?
Yeah, she must have, like, I don't know. They didn't give details to that hit and run incident, but she must have like hit the car, right, and then just drove off, and then she crashed into the car that got the major. Well, I think it was her car that got the biggest damage.
Right.
But yeah, then minutes later she got into the major car crash, and then after that though, I'm looking at the article.
She got 2 accidents in one day.
Yeah, she had a hit and run. Oh, this isn't this was in the span of minutes. Those two incidents.
Really?
Yeah, and then I'm looking at this TMZ article. It says police say a firefighter was assessing her injuries when she struck him and shouted, "This is a $400 bleeping shirt."
Wow.
So she was getting all belligerent when they were trying to help her. And then also, it says that when she was taken to the hospital, mm-hmm, she started acting belligerent too. Where is it? Yeah.
Hey, this is not a real hospital. I work for the real hospital. Oh. I work for the real hospital, right?
Yeah. It says the cops note she got aggressive and fought hospital staff. They eventually had to sedate her.
Really?
That's how wild it was. They had to sedate her. Oh yeah. I know I made comments about like, oh, we're gonna get that interview one day because you got connections, the General Hospital people.
I'll tell you something, Dylan, right? It's like, you know, I was intoxicated on my friend's podcast, Vinny Bucci. You know, I'll meet you a friend, right?
Yeah.
And I happened to be intoxicated. But before that, I did something stupid. As a joke, I said Vinny the bitch instead of Vinny the Booch, you know?
That's nothing close. I mean, name calling's nothing close to, almost killing yourself and another person.
It could have led to something else, you know? It could have led to a fight, you know? He could have punched me. Who knows what could have happened, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. When you're intoxicated, she was intoxicated, it seems like. And sometimes I think they go over the edge, and sometimes, look, she hasn't got that much screen time like other people. Maybe she's depressed. Who knows, We don't know what's going on in her real life, All we know, like, at the end of the day, when we're done shooting something, you don't know what goes on in this person's life. At the end of the day, when we're on our shows, respectful shows, hopefully we're having a good life, But look, everybody has bad moments, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No one sees me when I blow up a technology or when I get mad. I do get mad too. Derek Shapiro has his moments. I bet you have your moments. Haley had her moment. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. She could be a nice person. She seems like a nice person. I seen her get interviewed on Steve Burton's Stone Cold, who plays Spinelli and Bradford Anderson. So the thing is, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Good people can do bad stuff. Bad people can be good in the inside too. So it's a lot of red tape there. you can't just single somebody out just because they did something bad at that moment. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make her a criminal. You know, I mean, maybe at that point, yeah, she could get arrested. You know, but in the hindsight of everything, it's a forgivable thing. Can she overcome this? Yes. Is it a teachable moment? Yes. Is she young? Yes. She. I mean, does it say how old she is, Dylan?
Yeah, she's 24. She's gonna be 25 in a couple months.
Look. See, look at that. And you're 24, right?
25, yeah.
Okay. And she needs an older guy like you. You know what I'm saying?
Stop it. Oh no. I'm done. I'm off that boat, honestly, because here's the thing with me. The reason I'm more like harsh on it compared to you is because personally, my mom wasn't in a DUI, but still, bad driving decisions is the reason why she's been dealing with all she's been dealing with for like the past year. So that's why I'm like more harsh on it compared to you.
Bad driving decisions in the past year?
Yeah, because she got into a car accident.
Wait, on the same night or a different time?
The same day. Like my mom. Yeah, my mom. She wasn't even driving. That's the thing. But it was the.
Your mom got hit.
Yeah. That's what.
Listen, you know, the thing is, some people have bad moments, you know, at that time. We don't know what the other person's going through. I mean, yeah, it could have been death. Haley made a bad choice. And the thing is, if she can reflect on it, she needs help. She needs to be away from the soap opera and reflect on what's done. She may need to go to therapy. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's Hollywood. You know, at the end of the day, they're actor. We're put on a performance, but at the end of the day, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I mean, she does a podcast like we do, you know? But
yeah.
Again, what leads someone to drink? I mean, I don't drink, but I got someone to persuade me to drink when I was on my trip, you know? What leads someone for these actions? You know what I'm saying? I used to put someone on my movie, okay, who's close to me in Serenity. But he passed away now, you know? He was an alcoholic up, and then he did my films. He did like 4 or 5 of my films back in the day. And I used to take him to the hospital, you know, due to Serenity, and he was like, need to go to the hospital. I drove him to the emergency room. I left him there. I didn't stay with him the whole night. And I was, you know, he was friends with Serenity, and Serenity's been on my movie, so I put him in my movie because of Serenity. But he acted good with me, but he wasn't intoxicated. Maybe he was intoxicated when I put him on my films, but for the most part, he was functional when I put him on my films. At the end of the day, when he's not filming, whatever, he was drinking, you know? The thing is, we don't know what goes behind closed doors, you know? And again, Haley could be, everybody has one of those moments that they think they're the Kardashians, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm going to date Kim and eventually anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Here we go. Oh my goodness, here we go with this.
You know, but you know, that's besides the point. But you know, even though I might have a date next week with Kim, that's all right. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's a good thing if you were to go on a date with Kim, because you know, funny stuff happens to men that mess with the Kardashians.
Well, look, I mean, I could host Saturday Night Live like Pete Davidson, but no, he can't host Saturday Night Live because the writers' strike.
So yeah,
and then again, all these soap opera people are going to be out of a job for a while because of the fact is the writers' strike is going on. You know?
Yeah. You know what my dad said?
Yes.
When I was telling him this, he said that this is what happens when you don't give her airtime.
Yeah, exactly. They need to do something like acting. I'll say this much: when I put people in my movies, Dylan, a lot of people say it's therapy. You know, sometimes it's work. It's therapy for them. You know.
Yeah.
And she's not like a heavy hitter, but they're trying to do more storylines. Is it the producer's fault? I don't know. But again, I mean, Something triggered it, you know? Is it because she doesn't have much storyline? It could be. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what goes behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we gotta get rid of the power of the day. You know? Can she overcome this? Will she have a book eventually about this? You know? Will she teach other people about this? If she could overcome this and teach other people about the bad stuff about alcohol, then that's an overcome moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so, because they say the best apology is change behavior. So that's what she would have to do in order to redeem herself, is change behavior. Because you could say, "Oh, I'm sorry," all you want. You could say all these say all these keywords, but if your actions don't back it up, it's like it's pointless.
Exactly. If someone could overcome this challenge, then they're a better person for it. If you're gonna repeat the same actions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then they're not redeemable. You know, at that point, you know, everybody's redeemable. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can be redeemed. Redemption. You know what I'm saying? You know, can I get redemption from my bad jokes? You know?
That might be debatable.
Exactly. But you know, the whole point is, it's a teachable moment. She's not going to be defined by this moment, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look. You know, one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, he got arrested for, I think, drunken driving or drunkenness, was David Hasselhoff, too. I don't know what was the extent of it, but he actually had some like alcohol problems too, you know.
Yeah.
And he was in Clip 2 with Adam Sandler. You know what I'm talking about?
What?
David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, I know about him. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm eating at the same time as I'm talking to you. I'm multitasking.
You know what's the thing that bothers me, though, is the fact that it would have been a bit, not that like it would have changed what happened with like her almost killing that person, but the fact that she left out the reason why she got into the car accident when she was talking with the soap opera digest, that just really rubs me the wrong way, that she didn't own up to it. We had to find out from news reports. I had to find out from you that this happened, as opposed to her being like, I did something wrong. But instead, it's like she has more. It's not like she only cares about how it affected her, as opposed to how it affected the other person. Because it doesn't seem like she's full, to me at least, it doesn't seem like she's fully remorseful if she's not going to be upfront about it.
You know, sometimes it takes therapy to be remorseful. It takes action.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know if she's remorseful now, you know, after that happened, you know. We don't know if, hey, you know what, a lot of people can say, let's keep the new Moron, you know what I'm saying? She goofed up, you know. We don't know what the actions will be. I mean, these kind of things, you're on a profile, you may not be won back to the soap opera, you know. A lot of people find out the real truth. People may say, keep her off the show, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we don't know the extent to what this is going to happen. I mean, this could ruin her whole career, you know? And should it? We don't know. Time will tell, you know? But we won't know until after the writer's strike. We might not know until a year. Can we not?
Yeah.
This writer's strike will go on for a year. So by then, I mean, and that's one plus about this, though. If anything that comes out of it, people might forget what happens to her in a year. You know what I'm saying? And she's not a high-profile character.
Oh, yeah. I feel
the writer's strike will go in her advantage if she goes back to the soap opera, you know. And if it does, she'll be back once the writer's up, because we might not get. And like I heard, the might run out of material by June. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going to happen, you know?
I feel like what you said about like people forgetting about it. I feel like that's really relevant, especially just like in society in general. Like when we talk about whatever it may be in pop culture, because it's like we get fixated on whatever, like the Will Smith smack, for example, and then like a couple weeks later we're over and it's on to the next thing.
Well, also, now back in the day when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, okay, younger than my kids. I was about 13, 14, 15 years old. My favorite character was Pee Wee Herman.
Oh no, really?
But you know what happened to him back in the day, right?
What happened?
He got arrested for like I think indecent exposure back in the day, and then he had long hair and a goatee, and he got arrested. He didn't even look like Pee Wee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But eventually, he overcame himself. He got arrested back in the day. And of course, if you're gonna get arrested for decent exposure, you're not gonna be back on a children's show. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But he overcame himself. He played other characters like in with Dan DeVito and Rio Perlman and what's that called, Matilda. You know, he played another character. Then he came back for the Pee Wee movie just a few years ago with the lady that passed away in General Hospital that played Nurse Epiphany. You know, she was in the Pee Wee movie. So Pee Wee, even him, he had a redemption story. He came back over that happened back when I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, bottom line, you can overcome things. That's negativity.
So I'm wondering.
I got arrested 3 times. I got arrested during the height of my show twice in Atlanta. Okay, and I overcame it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what do you think should her punishment be? Because I'll before you answer, this is what I'll say. I don't know if they maybe that might be the right decision to just get rid of her and get a new actress. But this is what I will say they should definitely do, because Charles Barkley, the former basketball player, when this was years ago, because now he's a basketball commentator, and he got suspended by the network that he's on, TNT, because he was into a DUI. Let me look this up. I don't think anybody was injured or anything like that. Police probably just saw his driving, and it looked like somebody that wasn't under, or somebody that was under the influence. Let me see this actually, because he got suspended like about 3-4 months.
Right.
Okay, so let's see this. Okay, wait a minute. So yeah, he got suspended 2 months. And because this was December of 08, so he came back February of 09. So that being said, though, if they suspended him for a couple months for something where nobody got hurt in the DUI, she should get way longer than that, because she almost got killed and the person that she crashed into almost got killed. So that's what I got to say about that, at least.
Well, I would say definitely therapy, definitely AA, you know, and definitely be remorseful about it, you know, because if not, the people will talk, and then the people, if she doesn't be remorseful, then people will find out about it.
Yeah.
Get her kicked off the show, you know? If she can overcome it and be remorseful, then she has a fighting chance to be back on the show.
So you think it's gonna depend on how she reacts to this, what she does in the next couple of months?
and if it will come out, you know. And again, this writer's strike is in her favor, you know. If it wasn't a writer's strike, I think she would have definitely not a fighting chance because her character's in the limelight even more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, she was on TV today, but they couldn't reshoot it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because soap operas, they film like a month in advance, right? Or a couple
6 weeks,
months.
6 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, so to close this out, you want to plug your movie?
Yeah, so you're in the movie.
Yeah.
Evans and Dallas is in the movie. Vinny Bucci, River. We have music by Melissa Rose now. They just she gave me new music this week. Well, not really new music, but it's gonna be new music because no one heard it really. And we have newcomers. Crystal Myers, who's on my show a lot in the morning, and we have Nellie on this girl, Nellie Jones. So, and I play Eric. You know, I'm Derek, and I play Eric. So, my character in The Glass is Half Full. It's called The Glass is Half Full. My character loses his job. He loses the girl originally, and then he gets a new job, and he gets a new girl. You know. So this movie is, you gotta think of The Glass is Half Full. You know what I'm saying? And you and Evans don't have a big role in this, but we did it in Salem, you know, right after we went to Evanston, you know. And I think it's a good film. It's a positive film. I think people need positivity, and people will hear my singing, you know.
Oh no, that's a negative experience. What are you talking about?
Oh, it's a good experience, but what comes out, I don't know when you're hearing this, but it should be already out by the time this interview is, you know. So it already came out Sunday, May 22nd at midnight. It's on movieinternetchannel.yolasite.com. Movieinternetchannel.yolasite.com.
Yeah, and I'll have that. I'll pin that in the comments section as well. So anybody wants to check out that stuff, check out Derek's stuff, feel free to do so.
And do you remember the movie Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead with Christina Applegate?
Yeah, you've mentioned about that to me. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that played Christina Applegate's brother. Yeah, long hair. I think he was in the Goonies too, I think. His name is Keith Coogan. And I'm just looking Keith Coogan up. Anyway, I acted with him over Facebook, you know? So he was in Cat Dancing on Jupiter back in 2011. He played Christina Applegate's brother in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. He was in so was he in the good? He was in Adventures in Babysitting too. So he was in two babysitters movies. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead in 1991, and he was in Adventures in Babysitting in 1987. And in 1981, he was in Fox and the Hound. He played a voice, young Todd. And he plays himself in our movie, The Glass is Half Full. Oh, he was in Toy Soldiers. That's the movie he was in, not the movies. He was in Toy Soldiers. He played Jonathan Snuffy Bradbury. And he was in the movie Cheetah. He played Ted Johnson.
Derek, that's the thing about Derek. He always finds a way to get somebody. In any of his movies, he always finds a way to get somebody that has somewhat of fame in his movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think on the count of 3 to close it out, we'll say, because one of your friends says you're a total complete moron, which I disagree with though, but we're gonna say this.
All right, but also again, on Movie Internet Channel, .com, the glasses half full. By the way, you know Christina Applegate, right?
Yeah.
So he acted with Christina Applegate. Christina Applegate acted with Will Ferrell in Anchorman. So we're all connected. And then, you know who was in Anchorman? Part 2?
Who?
Will Smith!
Oh, here we go.
So our acting connects to Will Smith. Is that a slap or what?
Yeah, that is. But all right, yeah. So close it out. We'll say on the count of 3 instead of your friend saying that you're a total complete moron, which again I disagree with. We'll say Haley Pullos is a total complete moron on the count of 3.
1,
2, 3. Haley Pullos is a total complete moron.